Is Mr. Rick Dollar.
How we doing tonight? All right. Hey, we want to thank everybody that bought tickets to this great show, and you're supporting two great scholarships at ETSU, and good for you. So give yourselves a hand, okay? But the real reason we're here is to honor a man that I never had the honor of meeting, Mr. Leon Kiser. How many of you in the audience know Leon or knew him? That's it right there. So I would, some days I just think what it would be like maybe just to kind of sit down and, just talk to him for a minute and find out if he was happy with what we were doing or if I needed to do something different or, whatever. And maybe one day. I mean, I got Jan I can call, so she keeps me between the ditches, that's for sure. But matter of fact, we don't have Leon with us tonight, but we got one that's pretty close. Mr. Greg Kiser. Come on out, Greg. Yeah, look at that guy. Yep. Now, Greg's going to say a few words to you, then we're going to get straight to the music, and good luck. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Well, welcome everybody to the 23rd annual. I brought my device here. It's going to help me out. But we normally would open up the show, and I don't know if can everybody hear me? We would normally open up the show, me and my family, and sing a couple of songs. We usually like to try to pick one of my dad's original songs. But everybody's kind of been sick. Y'all had been dealing with that? Anybody? So we couldn't get everybody together, and my daughter was out of town on a business trip, and we had a really hard time getting everybody together and trying to keep everybody well. So I decided that since it's 23 years, that there might be some people in the audience who don't really know who my dad is. It's been a long time. Or know why this show might be named after him. Or maybe you've never known. And I heard Rick ask how many people knew my dad. I'd like to see that again. Could y'all raise your hands if you knew him? So raise your hand if you don't know him. Okay. Good. Well, that's what I wanted to explain a little bit about tonight. My name is Greg Kiser. Actually, my full name is Gregory Leon Kiser. I was named after that's my little granddaughter right there waving at me. Hi, sweetheart. And my middle name is Leon Kiser, but actually most people don't know this, but my dad's middle name was Leon too. His first name was Elmer, like Elmer Fudd. That would probably describe him a lot better too. But no one ever called him Elmer. And my mom, Janice Rasnick Kiser, right here, and my dad had two other children. They're not really that important, but since I'm the favorite son, so. Now I have two sisters, my older sister, Tammy Sherrill, the squirrel, and my younger sister, she's here somewhere. Where are you? Oh, there you are. You're filming this. Stop it. Okay, so that's my sister, Jennifer, and my younger sister, Jennifer. But anyway, I don't know if you knew my dad through music or maybe business or something like that, but 23 years ago there was a show put on in honor of Benny Sims, and it was so successful, and the money went to a scholarship at ETSU for the bluegrass program. And at that time my dad was sick, and some of the musicians decided they wanted to honor my dad, and so they planned another show. And but unfortunately, before that show could be put on, my dad passed away. And so they decided to rename it the Leon Kiser Memorial Tribute. And that's why this show's named that. And I remember that day well. It was January the 19th, 1997. And I just want to tell you a little bit about that. We were at hospice. The doctors had kept my dad out of pain. And we were all in the room with him, and the nurse had come in and said that we needed to leave the room, so nurses could do what they do. And so we all left the room, but But then later, three of Dad's friends, preacher Larry Blevins, preacher Billy Cook, and Jim Harkleroad. You're probably here somewhere. Where are you at? Is he here somewhere? There he is, yeah. Jim Harkleroad is my brother-in-law Jimmy's dad. And they went back in the room with my dad. And then all of a sudden we heard Larry Blevins praising God. And so we just came back in the room, and Larry told us that they had asked my dad. They said Dad just woke up, looked up at the ceiling, and when he did that, you'll have to pardon me if I get a little emotional about this part, but they had asked him, Dad, Leon, are you looking into that faraway country? And he looked back at them and nodded, and then he just left. So he joined the heavenly band that night. And the thing about my dad, that left me, of course, all of us devastated, but I was angry, and I went to the chapel, and I poured out my anger to God. But while I was laying there on the floor crying, I was out of tears and I was out of rage. God's peace came. And in that peace came some words to my heart, and those words were, your dad is with me. And he said, you're going to comfort people at his funeral. I was in no shape to comfort anybody. But all of a sudden, that strength that wasn't mine and that peace that wasn't mine, it overcame me. And at that moment, I was okay. And indeed, when we stood there, what did we stand there? 5 hours? 5 hours we stood there while people come by thinking they were comforting us, and we were comforting them. But there must have been, 1,500 people come by. It was a bunch of people. And a lot more people. I didn't know near half of them. Okay. So that's the way he died. But, in his life, if you knew my dad, he's super cheerful, very happy, didn't worry about anything. In fact, that was almost to a fault. You can ask my mom. When bad stuff would happen, Dad's the kind of man that if you had a flat, he'd get out and say, well, you know what? 3 of them held up. I mean, honestly, he was that big of no, wasn't he? He was that big of an optimist. One of the biggest things he'd ever say to us was, when a problem would happen, what would he say? Well, the main thing is don't get excited. That's right. So if you've ever worked with my dad at all, you'd know that that's what he would say. Right, Mom said that Dad would say that she worried enough for both of them. So, and that's probably true, because he didn't worry about nothing. So why was he that way? Well, I'm going to tell you something that, just a few more minutes, I'm going to tell you something that even people that know him probably don't know about him. Okay? The reason he was this way. The reason he was this way was when he was a little boy, he liked to go up behind his house and coon hunt. Any coon hunters in here? Come on, really? There's one. All right. So my dad would go up behind the house and coon hunt, but his mama had told him if it ever blew up a storm, you better get out of the woods because it's going to blow dead limbs down and that's dangerous. So it blew up one of those storms, and he was running down that hill, scared out of his mind, and he fell headlong. And when he looked up, he said he saw a bright light. And that bright light ministered to him. That bright light spoke to his heart as a little boy, and it said, Leon, don't worry, I'm watching over you. And he said he never worried a day in his life after that. So that changed his life. I'm going to tell you how it changed his life later. Because as I grew up, there was an incident that occurred in his life where a man he was in business with took some money from him, and it was a significant amount of money. And Dad didn't know what to do. Now, I'm watching this as a high schooler, okay? I already wanted to be like my dad, but this really stepped it up a notch. Okay, when I saw this man who'd stolen from my dad a great sum of money, Dad didn't know what to do, and he told Mama he was going to go get this thing straight in his heart as to what to do. People around him were telling him to go ahead and prosecute and put that man in jail. But Dad went back to his homestead, which was in ruins at the time, I'm sure, and he went up into the woods, and what he found there where he believes that thing happened was he found a dogwood tree. Now you might think, well, that ain't no big deal, but he said there was no other trees around there, just that dogwood tree. He said it was about the right age, as if it had germinated at the time of the incident. Now, what's a dogwood tree have to do with anything? Well, let me read you this. He told me this a long time ago. He probably told you guys too. But I'm going to read you this poem. There's a legend with the dogwood tree. Okay? In Jesus' time, the dogwood grew to a stately size and a lovely hue. 'Twas strong and firm, its branches interwoven. For the cross of Christ, its timbers were chosen. Seeing the distress at this use of their wood, Christ made a promise which still holds good. Never again should the dogwood grow large enough to be used so. Slender and twisted it shall be, with blossoms like the cross for all to see. As blood stains the petals marked in brown, the blossom's sinner wears a thorny crown. All who see it will remember me, crucified on a cross from the dogwood tree. Cherished and protected this tree shall be, a reminder to all of my agony. So when Dad saw that dogwood tree, that ministered Jesus to him. So what did he do about that man? What do you think he did about that man that stole from him? He forgave him. He forgave him that huge debt, and he did not prosecute him. And then later on, when that man needed a job, my dad gave him a job. Now that stepped it up for me. Okay? That made me want to be more and more like my dad. So, I don't know how you know my dad, whether it's through music or whether it's through business, but that example of Jesus was a lot for me. And for my older sister, she often says that same thing. She'll say that Dad is the only Jesus that she ever knew, or closest thing to Jesus that she ever knew. And I can understand that, especially. I know he's no saint now, okay? But what I'm saying is that he followed Jesus, and he inspired greatly in me the will and desire to do the same. Okay? So I shared a little bit from my heart about my dad, and I want you to enjoy this show. God bless y'all.
Give it up for... Part of the infamous Kiser family that plays every year, and this year they decided to cut. Yeah, Tammy's like, oh, it's my fault. No, but I think that was a lot of stuff about Leon that needed to be said, and so we're ready to do this thing. But the first thing we want to do is, of course, do the pledge to the flag, and I want anybody that is active duty or retired military to please stand up during this pledge, if you don't mind. So everybody stand and take off your hats and whatever else you got laying up there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, yeah. Now, don't that make you feel better? There you go. Yeah, you can clap for the flag. That's a good thing. All right. Now, we're going to bring these first guys out. I think they've played about every Leon Kiser show that there's ever been. But y'all could come out if you like. I believe they're bashful, you know. Okay, maybe Frank don't want them to come out. Yeah. You thought I was still talking, see? Y'all know me well, don't you?
Seen you somewhere, Rick.
Yeah, that's it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're honored to start off this year's Leon Kiser Memorial Tribute Show with Duty Free.
Yep. Riding on the city of New Orleans, down on the Monday morning rail. 15 cars, 15 restless riders, 3 conductors, 25 sacks mail. All along the southbound Odyssey, Franklin's out there, past houses, farm and field. Passing trains that have no names, freight yards full of black men, graveyards of rusted automobiles. Singing good morning America, how are you? Don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Dealing cards with the old man in the club car. It's a pity point, ain't no one keeping score. Won't you pass the paper bag that holds the bottle? You can feel the wheels rumbling beneath the floor. And the sons of old man Morehead, and the sons of engineers, by the father's magic carpets made of steel. Mothers with their babies sleep, rocking to the gentle beat. Rhythm of the rails is all they do. Singing good morning America, how are you? Don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Midnight on the city of New Orleans. Change cars in Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home, we'll be there by morning. Through the Mississippi darkness, rolling down by the sea. And all the towns and the people sing, ready to the bad dream. Old steel rail, it ain't heard the news. The doctor sings his song again, passengers plead the freight. This train's got the disappear real good. Singing good morning America, how are you? Don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Singing good morning America, how are you? Don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done.
Yep.
I've seen the sky, blood red at sunset. I've seen the mountains when they sparkle with you. I've seen the trees in autumn splendor. Well, I've seen beauty in my time, but I've never seen the likes of you.
I've never touched a hand so gentle. I can't imagine eyes of deeper hue. I can't recall a smile so mellow. Well, I've seen beauty in my time, but I've never seen the likes of you.
Sands of a burning desert. I've seen the rivers flowing peacefully blue. I've seen the rocks of a windswept canyon. Well, I've seen beauty in my time, but I've never seen the likes of you.
I've never touched a hand so gentle. I can't imagine eyes of deeper hue. I can't recall the smile so mellow. I've seen beauty in my time, but I've never seen the likes of you. Ooh, ooh.
it all, but I've never seen the likes of you.
Ready? Well, one more. Hold on just a second. Thank you all so very much. And, we're certainly honored to be here. I remember my old cousin Leon very well, and we used to go around a lot of places, and Hickory Tree was always where he would drag me. And I remember one Tuesday night in particular, and the crowd was big, and right in the midst shows Doyle Lawson shows up, and he's got Ricky Skaggs with him, and I remember Ricky's playing Sally Gooden on the fiddle, and
He ain't doing that tonight, though.
no, it's not. So but Doyle might, no, you can tell.
But Ricky ain't
But
here.
now this is a song that Doyle recorded years ago with the Country Gentleman, and always was one of my favorites. It's called the Matterhorn.
We started out from Bern one sunny August morning. There was just the four of us against the Matterhorn. There was Albert the Australian and John the Irishman, and me and Bill forbidden, mad dogs in the sun. Matterhorn, Matterhorn, men have tried, men have died to climb Matterhorn, that mighty Matterhorn. We lost John and the rations fell below, and Al and Bill lying beneath an avalanche of snow. Now here I am all alone, and I know I cannot stop. 2 more yards in front of me before I reach the top. Matterhorn, Matterhorn, men have tried, men have died, climb Matterhorn, that mighty Matterhorn. Now here I am a-dying up on the Matterhorn. Not a grave for me to lie in, no place to keep me warm. Well, the Queen would surely knight me if I could get back down, but it's closer here to heaven than it is back to the ground. Matterhorn, Matterhorn, men have tried, men have died to climb Matterhorn, that mighty Matterhorn, that mighty Matterhorn.
Thank you all. God bless you.
Wow. That'll get you started right, won't it? All right, without further ado, we're going to bring these next guys out here. You probably know who they are already. Hal, what are they doing back here? I think they're putting a hub on the side of somebody's car or something. Y'all ready? Well, I'll tell you what. I've grown to like these guys over the past 5-6 years. Good fellas, especially Dan.
I was just back there in the bathroom, using the bathroom. How would you like to have the job of that guy that has to look through that little thing to know when to flush the toilet when you walk away?
Okay, I'll take back everything I just said about Dan. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, breaking tradition.
tombstone out of number 9 coal, out of number 9 coal. Roll on, buddy, don't you roll so slow. How can I roll when the wheels won't go?
Yeah, they asked us to come to this this year. Of course, we gladly accepted like we always do, but they told us that we was going to play 2 songs, and then right before we came on stage, they asked us if we would play a 3rd one. And the only problem with that is we only know 2. Yeah, so we're not going to tell you which was the original 2. You'll figure it out.
Maybe you will, maybe you won't.
All right. Wait a minute. What is it?
Harvest Time.
Okay.
Cool and cloudy nights upon Mobile in Alabama. I was stealing corn from Homer Lawson's field. The rattle of corn stalks and the bark of Hammer's hound dog made me hug the ground and light as steel. Flashing through my mind sticks from someone's footstep. But shaky legs just can't get up and run. And as I lay there breathless, the next thing I expected was a blast of hail from Homer Lawson's gun. Homer's homely daughter, Julianne. I smelled the perfume in her hair, and she sat down beside me. Whispered, Papa's running moonshine again. I thank God for cloudy nights and Alabama's whiskey fields, and harvest time in Homer Lawson's field. I thank God for cloudy nights and Alabama's whiskey fields, and harvest time in Homer Lawson's field.
Good job, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking tradition. What a bunch. Now, we want to take just a moment and recognize one of our honorees tonight. We always honor 3 people. And from the ACMA, we're going to be honoring Mr. John Necessary. Now, John, I don't know where you're sitting. Right there in the middle. Stand up and let everybody love on you. Yeah, look at that fella, boy. Man, he used to work like a borrowed mule when we moved the museum to Kingsport. Man, we like to have never got it done, but if we hadn't had that gentleman, we'd have been in deep trouble. So, anyway, you're going to hear more about John a little bit later, but my old buddy Grant Malloy Smith is back by popular demand. We had 2 or 3 people ask for Grant this year, so he got a new record. And yeah, your mom and dad. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, Grant Malloy Smith.
Thank you.
Oh, now there it is. I guess we're going to have to adjust that down a little bit. Should I turn myself down a bit? Does that help? Okay. Hey, folks, how you doing? There's some good music tonight, isn't there? Well, until now. But I'll do my best. I'm going to play a few songs from, I have a new record coming out. It's called Appalachia, American Stories. My family's all from East Kentucky, in this part of the world, so I hope you like it.
They can put me in the ground, lay my broken body down, sing a hymn and build a fire, dance around my funeral pyre. But I'll still love you, yes, I'll still love you. Oh, I'll still love you, yes, I'll still love you. They can say I'm bad for you, shame me on the evening news, boot my car and bounce my checks, and turn my life into a mess. But I'll still love you, yes, I'll still love you. Oh, I'll still love you, yes, I'll still love you. Credit cards away, whip my back for hours and hours, drop me off the Eiffel Tower. But I'll still love you,
Thank y'all. My grandfather had a store, a little country store back then in the mountains, and he gave credit to all kinds of folks up in the hills, even when he couldn't pay his own bills. And this is sort of a dedication to him and all the small town shopkeepers like him.
I'm Nathan Boone, welcome to my store. Please tell me what you're looking for. If you're just browsing, that's just fine. You'll find me down on aisleway 9. I got coats and tires on sale, pecan pies and ginger ale, ropes and rakes and paint and string. Oh yes, I got most anything. Way down in my youngest days, so far back in time, I dreamed of hearing that bell and saying, welcome to Booze, 5 and Dime. Those plates are 5 or 3 for 10. Thank you, ma'am, for coming in. Oh, look at me, I talk too much. I'm lonely since the mine closed up. I work so late most every night, I never made time for a wife. My brother's boy worked summers here, building bikes and head cashier. Way down in my youngest days, so far back in time, I dreamed of hearing that bell and saying, welcome to Booze, 5 and Dime. I'm Nathan Boone, welcome to my store. Please tell me what you're looking for. If you're just browsing, that's just fine. You'll find me down on aisleway 9.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to do one more song, if you'll have me. This is a song I wrote about a year ago. I was in Charlotte Airport and I met a young man. He was obviously a veteran. He was only maybe in his mid-20s, and he had one of those space-age prosthetic legs on. And we were sitting there for a while, and I started talking to him, and I was just entranced by his spirit. He was so positive and so full of pride for what, serving his country and all that stuff. And we sat there long enough that I finally worked up the nerve to ask him, does that bother you not having your leg anymore? And he just laughed and he said, you know what, I grew up on a southern Indiana farm. I got a friend who lost all kinds of parts of his body in farming accidents. And look, life is dangerous. I'm proud of what I did. And I'm also proud to say I'm going to be the first person in my family's history ever to get to go to college now, because I served our country in the military. So I was just so struck by him that I got home about a week later from that trip, and I wrote this song. I'm very proud to say it's been chosen by the National Veterans Foundation to be their official theme song. So if you go to nvf.org, you'll see the video for the song, and you hear the song on there. And they're always looking for support, so feel free. I hope you like it.
I was born right here, like everyone. Learned to read and write, learned to walk and run. Riding in my daddy's truck in summer, it felt like flying. I was a scrawny kid, not too great at school. I enlisted then, the next thing I knew, saying my goodbyes and trading numbers, and mama's crying in my soldier clothes, in the blazing sun, riding dusty roads with my soldier gun. Then the earth rose up and it spit me out. There was fire and blood, I can feel it now. I'm a man of steel, made of pins and wire, but these scars will heal. Still got my fire. I'm a man of steel, ever since that day. But my heart's still real, can't take that away. It's been 3 long months, the nurses say they're gonna ship me home, but I sure wanna stay. 'Cause every friend I have is going nowhere, and they're still trying. In my soldier clothes, in the blazing sun, riding dusty roads with my soldier gun. Then the earth rose up and it spit me out. There was fire and blood, I can feel it now. I'm a man of steel, made of pins and wire, but these scars will heal. I still got my fire. I'm a man of steel, ever since that day. But my heart's still real. I'm a man of steel, and my heart's still real. Can't take that away.
Thank you, folks. Thanks for having me.
Grant Malloy Smith. I've got one question for you. Hey, did you ever feel like you were maybe sitting on something? No? You guys didn't get that at all, did you? Lonnie? This is Lonnie Salyers, ladies and gentlemen. He's our new president of the board of directors for the ACMA this year. What you got there, bud?
I'm not mic'd up, Rick. So
No, that's right. I
I'll
forgot.
I'll snuggle up close to you here.
Well,
I'll let you do the talking then.
We're going to take a random seat number. Sorry, didn't mean to blind you. Random seat number at intermission, and you're going to win this Yamaha guitar courtesy of Morel Music. Now, every musician that is playing here tonight has signed this guitar. Beautiful piece of work. If you know those guys at Morel, go by and tell them you heard about what they did for the Leon Kiser Memorial Tribute Show. So just hold tight. So there you go, Lonnie. Thank you, buddy. All right, we got these fine-looking young people up here to play some music for you. Ladies and gentlemen, the ETSU Old Time Band. Old Time Pride Band.
how's it going tonight, guys? Everyone having a nice evening so far? So we are the ETSU Old Time Ramblers. So in case you're wondering, ETSU does stand for something. It's East Tennessee State University. There's about... I figured you guys would know that. You looked like the kind of crowd that would know that, but I like to make sure. There's like a 20% chance you want to know who we are up here, and that's enough of a chance for me. So, real quick, I'll give you a quick rundown. Let's talk more rock here. But please make welcome Kathleen Burnett. Woo. This one's going to be real easy to remember because I only have to change one name in it. Please make welcome Anissa Burnett. I hope I don't screw up this name, which I haven't yet, but it's always a possibility. Connor Bleachstra. I think I got it. Or he's just being really nice and not telling me I didn't get it. And I'm Keegan Lucky Smith. So we're going to play another song for you. And this one is a Riley Puckett song. So.
I'll get this right. Ladies and gentlemen, the ETSU Old Time Ramblers. Wow, no, we've got a lot of people that we're going to talk about tonight, and Leon and John and a lot of these guys mean a whole lot to their families and to their communities. But we have another gentleman here that has done a lot for the music community, and he's not going to go on till later, and I think you guys know who I'm talking about. Yeah, Mr. Doyle Lawson, so give Doyle a hand. I think he can hear you back there, but he's done a lot of good things for a lot of people, so that's why we like to show these guys off every year. So, wow, it's weird when somebody creeps up behind you, don't it? You're like, what was this? I think you know these guys, but I'm going to intro them anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, Troublesome Hollow.
How many of y'all are poor? Any poor people in the crowd? Most of you musicians, aren't you? 3 old boys standing up there waiting to get in the pearly gates. St. Peter asked that first fella, said, how'd you do down on earth? He said, when I died, I had $1 million. St. Peter said, what'd you do with it? He said, I raised a family, gave to the church, gave to worthy causes, I tried. St. Peter said, that's good, you come on in. Second guy walked up. St. Peter said, how'd you do down there? The fellow said, when I died, I had $7.5 million in the bank. St. Peter said, what'd you do with it? He said, well, I raised a family, gave to the church, started some non-profit organizations, gave to the Mountain Music Museum in Kingsport. I tried. St. Peter said, that's good, you come on in. Third old boy walked up to St. Peter, said, how'd you do down on earth? He said, when I died, I had $12.14 to my name. St. Peter said, really? Which bluegrass band did you pick with? Got no money in my pocket and no woofers at my door. Got no way to make it better, government, it keeps me poor. Working, working, work to pay my bills and take half of it away. Where it goes now, I don't know, but it comes out of my pay.
Worry some, oh worry, worry, oh worry me.
Do it, Raymond.
Yeah.
Got no medical insurance, got no satellite TV. Shake, shake, shake that piggy bank now just to buy my gasoline. Got no movies on vacation, I just live from day to day. Got no way to make it better, seems our times are here to stay.
Worry some, oh worry, worry, oh worry me.
Do it again, Raymond.
Well, rock out and lie, she's about to get rolled. Rock out and lie, she's a road to ride. Rock out and lie, she's about to get rolled. And if you ride, you gotta ride it like a finally gets you kicking that stage for the rock out and ride.
Well, I looked to the west and it looked like rain. Around the curve come a passenger train. Northbound train on the southbound track. Look good leaving, but you won't be back.
Well, rock out and lie, she's about to get rolled. Rock out and lie, she's a road to ride. Rock out and lie, she's about to get rolled.
And if you ride, you gotta ride it like a finally gets you kicking that stage for the rock out and ride. it out of your system. Raymond McClain on the fiddle right there. Well, A, B, C, W, X, Y, Z, the cat's in the cup and you don't see me. Well, I may be right and I may be wrong, but you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Well, rock out and lie, choose a mighty road. Rock out and lie, choose a road to ride. Rock out and lie, choose a mighty road. And if you ride, you gotta ride it like you're trying to get your ticket at the stage for the rock out ride. Well, that engineer said before I die, there's 2 more drinks that I'd like to try. Fireman said, what might that be? A hot cup of coffee and a cold glass of tea. Well, rock out and lie, choose a mighty road. Rock out and lie, choose a road to ride. Rock out and lie, choose a mighty road. And if you ride, you gotta ride it like you're trying to get your ticket at the stage for the rock out ride. Got no luck to win the lottery, no guts to rob a bank. Got no greenbacks in my pocketbook, my savings had that sank. Got no plastic card that I can slide down at the Food City store. It's a shame to have to work this hard so I can stay so poor. Worried some, oh worry, worry, oh worry me. Worry, worry, oh worry me.
Oh, hey, all right. All right. That's Tim White on the guitar, which I'm sure some of you folks might recognize him. This is my baby brother back here on the bass fiddle. He's from down around the Hickory Tree area. And I'm Donnie August. Unless I owe you money. Then I'm Gary August.
What? Is that when you're in trouble?
Yeah. You know, I guess some of you folks, you ever think what a musician's thinking when he's up here picking? How many out there has a clue besides you musicians? Well, I tell you, us guitar pickers and lead singer, little caption up there that said, boy, I'm good. Man, I'm burning it up tonight. Listen at me, I'm getting it. Then you got your banjo picker over here. Little caption comes up. He says, dang, I can't know that much money. Government must have made a mistake. You know, I hope my wife don't find out I just bought this guitar. Then you got your bass player back here. His little caption comes up. A, D, D, G, G. It's
That's what you think. You ready to do it?
Yeah.
Y'all like old time music? We don't do
I was
none of
going
that.
to another song.
You ready, boys?
Yeah, go for it.
Now I've got little sweet pea, little Liza Jane. She been tiny feet, little Liza Jane. I walked through a mama's house, little Liza Jane. Her daddy was me, little Liza Jane. Oh, little Liza, 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 little Liza Jane.
lives of change. Little lives of change. I feel it down on my feet. Little lives of change. Little lives of change. Oh, 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 little lives of change.
How many of y'all have a television?
I got two of them.
Do they work?
One of them does.
Y'all watch Song of the Mountains on public television? No, we do. God bless you. We've got a show we're going to tape 1 week from tonight up in Marion, Virginia at the Lincoln Theater. There's some flyers out in the lobby. And guess who's going to be on it? Doyle Lawson.
That's right.
So, Doyle, we try to get Doyle on there every year, and he's kind enough to come. So, make sure that you join us in Marion, Virginia, 1 week from tonight for Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver. April 13th, Larry Sparks and his Lonesome Ramblers are going to be there. And we're going to do a special 50th anniversary of the show Hee Haw with Buck Trent, Lulu Roman, and some other folks on May the 4th. So check it all out at songwiththemountains.org. Let me make sure I get in the right place here. Are you having a good time? I hope so, because this is the best we can do.
Tell them about this next song, man.
We would appreciate it if all you fellers during this next song would take off your hats. Would you do that for us, please?
I wish we could see you out there, but this song it deserves to have your hats on.
Because this is a little song that we wrote. It hadn't been released yet. Matter of fact, our CDs aren't released. They escaped.
Y'all the first people to hear this.
Yeah.
We mess up.
We're not going to mess up.
It's Tim.
He has no hair upon his ugly round head.
My head looks like an onion. Back home it has no teeth. All
He has no hair upon his ugly round head.
Now the moral of the story, you baldies know is true. When your hair starts leaving, there's not much you can do. Looking in the mirror at where your hair has been, buy a rugged two-page on a hair club for men.
He's bald, 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 bald. Bald, 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 bald. He has no hair upon his ugly round head. 'Cause he's he has no hair upon his ugly round head. 'Cause he's bald, 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 bald. No hair upon my head. Bald, 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 bald. No hair upon my pretty round head. He has no hair upon his pretty round head. All right, now.
Thank you all.
Gentlemen,
Thank you.
Troublesome Hollow, give him a big hand. Raymond's already out here. How'd you do that? Well, now we want to remind everybody that we're giving away this really nice Yamaha guitar in just a matter of moments. So I would say if you get a chance, look at your seat number. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Raymond, how are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you, Rick.
How many of you know Raymond McClain? And I'm glad to say that I do too, you know. He's quite a guy. Now, we're going to let Raymond and his guys play a few tunes, but we always want to remind you that the other honoree at this year's show is Tennessee Ernie Ford. And everybody give him a big hand. Ernie had a great 100th birthday in Bristol and in Kingsport, by the way. We had quite a little shindig for him. So he's going to be honored a little later on also. And Raymond, are you ready to do it, buddy?
We're set.
Oh, that's all I got to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, Raymond McClain and the Morehead State Band.
Well, that tune, of course, was written by Jesse McReynolds, who was one of the honorees about 3 years ago here at the Leon Kiser tribute show. And the young lady playing that on the 5-string banjo so beautifully is from Wheeling, West Virginia. Her name is Bailey Stevenson. And interestingly enough, the young lady playing the guitar is also Bailey. She's Bailey Henderson. And sometimes around the Traditional Music Center in Morehead, we refer to them as Banjo Bailey and Guitar Bailey. But that doesn't work because she also plays banjo and she also plays guitar, so sometimes it really throws us for a loop. The young man playing the bass is from Viper, Kentucky. And his name is Jack Caudle. And while I'm here, I'd like to say just a couple things if I could. I was 10 years at the Bluegrass program at East Tennessee State University, and I've been almost that at Morehead State now. And I love both of these programs. I love all of our students. I love it when our students play together. Sometimes people want to think of it in terms of a competition, but I think we're not competitors, we're colleagues. And that has always been the attitude of all the people around East Tennessee and southwestern Virginia and North Carolina and Kentucky too. All this area, we do. This is something we all do together. And it was such a pleasure to come and play music with Tim White again, because, you know, Tim helped us so many times when I was here and has since I've been in Morehead too. And one example of that is about probably, gosh, has it been 20 years ago now? It couldn't be. No, 18 years ago now. I wanted to have a celebration of bluegrass music at the Paramount. And I called Tim and they had one day, I booked the hall, and I called Tim and said, would you help me promote it? He said, yeah, I will, but we have Jimmy Martin coming in across town the same night. Rhonda Vincent is in Irwin the same night. Tony Trishka is in Marion the same night. And there was something else going on. There were 5 major events that night. And Tim said, but I believe if we all work together and we all promote all the dates, there are enough people in this community that love music, we can all have a good crowd. And we did. We all either sold out or nearly sold out. And I thought that was a remarkable testament. And I think that's just in keeping with the legacy of Leon Kiser and his feeling about music and how we all work together. It's something we do together. It's about enjoying this music, loving it, because if we love this music, we've all got something huge in common. There are a lot more things I'd like to say, and we've got something else coming up. I'm going to be down at ETSU for something very special, but we're going to tell you more about that later. And there are a lot of things I'd like to say, but you'd rather hear us sing and play, I think. And so, Jack Caudle, if you come up to the microphone, and Bailey gather around, we're going to do a number that was written by Albert E. Brumley, the same man that wrote I'll Fly Away and Turn Your Radio On. He also wrote this song. It's called There's a Little Pine Log Cabin. A 1 and 2 and 3. There's a little pine log cabin waiting down in Welcome Valley. There's an open door, and when the Roman's o'er, I'm going back home. There's a mother daily praying, waiting for my homeward straying, to the little pine log cabin, nevermore to roam. I want to see the children playing by the weeping willow swaying, hear my mother softly praying, while the mocking birds sing so sweetly. How my weary heart is yearning, just to be again returning to the little pine log cabin in the land of my dreams. with my dad and mother and my little brother, happy and gay. I can see the shadows falling, I can hear the voices calling from the little pine log cabin at the end of the way. I want to see the children playing by the weeping willow swaying, hear my mother softly praying while the mockingbirds sing so sweetly. How my weary heart is yearning just to be again returning to the little pine log cabin in the land of my dreams. There's a little lamplight shining, there's a little trail of winding down the little valley to the little cabin, peaceful and still. Honeysuckle vines are growing, and I know soon I'll be going to the little pine log cabin at the foot of the hill. I want to see the children playing by the weeping willow swaying, hear my mother softly praying while the mockingbirds sing so sweetly. How my weary heart is yearning just to be again returning to the little pine log cabin in the land of my dreams.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're just honored to be part of this wonderful Leon Kiser tribute show. I'll turn things back over to Rick Dollar.
Here we go. Band of Mystrians, man. Unreal. You guys do a great job every year. We appreciate you coming and supporting us.
Coming to the Pick and Torch in April.
Okay. Get that. Write that down. You know where that's at? Okay. I'll see you there then.
And all the Mountain Music ambassadors are going to be at the Carter Fold, April, I think, 13th.
13th, yeah. All right. Thanks, Raymond. All right. You guys ready to win a guitar? Hey, fellas, you want to come out here? Now, these guys aren't going to beat me up, and they're not going to beat you up. These are good guys. Of course, you know who Lonnie is. He's our president of the board of directors for 2019. Another gentleman that joined our board was Mr. Corbin Hazlett. So give Corbin a big hand. And that's Cody from 96.3 The Possum. You probably hear him in the morning, right? So get over at the mic stand there, Cody. Come on, man, you do this for a living.
All right, testing 1, 2.
There you go.
All right.
Now, what's the seat number?
Seat number G6. G6.
G6, where are you at?
Somebody stand up, or I'm going to
Where
really
are
feel
you?
dumb.
We know you're out there.
Oh, there we go. G6.
G is in Gopher.
Oh, and it's an empty seat. Okay. Yeah. Dan Carty, you do not win this guitar. No. All right, we'll have you another seat number when we come back. It is now time for intermission, so go out and look at all the wares out there in the hallway. If you want to just hang out in here, go for it. We'll be back in about 15. There's going to be a special presentation for Doyle Lawson on the screen, so enjoy that. Thank you.